So now I'm seeing all these videos of Mexican Americans crying about how they regret voting for Trump. And honestly, I can't feel bad for you, because when we told you this would happen, you didn't listen. When it was just theoretical, it was easy to ignore. But now that your undocumented family is at risk, now that your kids are being targeted, or the kids in your circles, now that they're coming for you, now it's a problem. Listen, I get it. I have family who voted for him too, and I won't lie, it makes it very hard to process. It sometimes even makes it hard to talk to them, because how am I supposed to be okay with that? I have undocumented family. I have a trans sibling. Trump's policies directly hurt people I love. So when I see our own people supporting him, it feels like a slap in the face. And I keep asking myself, why? How did this happen? This man called Mexicans rapists. He bragged about deporting families. He made racial profiling and hate cool again. And still, some of you voted for him. And now, reality is hitting. Oklahoma just passed a law requiring parents to prove citizenship to enroll their kids in school. Texas is next. Who do you think they're coming for? Not white, undocumented Europeans, Latinos. And now some of you are shocked? What did you think was gonna happen? That they'd make an exception for you? That you're somehow a good immigrant? That Trump actually cared about Latinos? Be serious. I know some of you are going to defend your stance with like, well, my family voted for him because they don't like socialism. They care about small businesses. They're conservative. They're religious. Okay. But at what cost? At the cost of our people being deported? At the cost of our kids being denied education? At the cost of our community being unsafe? And so now you're feeling the consequences and you want us to feel sorry for you. No. I'm saving my sympathy for the people who didn't vote against their own families. It's exhausting. We tried to tell you, but if you voted for Trump and regret it, sit with that, reflect on it, because the rest of us, we saw this coming. Please don't share any hate, not even towards Latinos who voted for Trump. This is just my personal view and my frustration about this entire situation.
I just saw a video of Kamala Harris speaking, and she looks drunk, she looks incoherent, and holy freaking crap, we dodged a bullet. I mean, Donald Trump literally dodged a bullet for democracy. We know what's best for us. Glad we all participated in bringing a true leader back into the White House. God bless America, guys.
A few moments later.
I'm sorry to my community for voting the way I did. Now I can empathize and sympathize with the black community. Now that it's here with us too, it's like crap. I honestly legitimately didn't think it was real, but it's real as hell, and it's obviously minority groups that are targeted and persecuted.
I didn't fucking vote for this. Number one, imagine that they give you freshly squeezed lemonade, and then you drink it and you enjoy it. What?
And now, with your brown ego bruised and your crumbled white fantasy, you come crawling back with your watered down lemonade analogy. He is another example that internalized racism is costly. He's only leaving MAGA now because he's just figured out that no matter how hard he betrays his own people, no matter how far he's shoved his tongue up white supremacy's ass, they still rejected him. You pretended like you didn't know racism exists for black people. You pretended racism didn't exist for you or your Latino community either. You truly believed that if you backstabbed your own people hard enough, if you spewed white supremacist talking points hard enough, demonized black and brown people, and played the obedient mouthpiece, you'd win their approval. You didn't just ignore racism, you became a willing tool of it. You helped elect a white supremacist into power, fully aware of what he was. You thought proving your loyalty to whiteness would make you immune. Instead, you might just find yourself in alligator Alcatraz.
I just saw a video of Kamala Harris speaking, and holy freaking crap, we dodged a bullet. I mean,
you are the bullet. Your sick, pathetic obsession with earning white approval from people who openly despise your existence helped push this entire country toward collapse. You didn't just put yourself in danger, you dragged your entire community down with you. You sold out your own community, leaving women, children, and hardworking people to be hunted, brutalized, and criminalized by the very people you beg for acceptance from. You willingly volunteered to be a weapon against against your own people. You are the bullet. Selfish Latinos like this will sacrifice everything for white approval and will only change their mind when they don't get that approval. They are not to be trusted, because the second a Latino like this is offered a tiny scrap of white acceptance, he will backstab his own community again. He will degrade his own self again for those tiny scraps of white acceptance. There are too many in the Latino community who are still so indoctrinated to still assimilate to whiteness, and he is one of them. A lot of us who vote Democrat, it's not because we are loyal to the party. It's because there are only two viable options, and one is clearly better not only for our community, but all marginalized communities and poor people, including poor white people. But that's probably too deep of a conversation for someone who just discovered racism is real last week.
Hello, lovely people. Welcome back again. It's amazing having you here. I usually tell people, as long as your last name is Sanchez, you are not safe.
We voted for Trump because he promised while he was campaigning like a million times that when he got into office, he was going to bring down prices, bring down grocery prices. The inflation has been high ever since COVID, and he promised he would bring that down. But it's obvious to me now that that was not true. Egg prices have skyrocketed. The bird flu is killing all the birds, and he doesn't seem to be doing anything about that. He's stopping disease communications from the disease centers in America, pulled us out of the WHO. Like, how does that help anything? And yeah, all he's been doing is taking away rights and freedoms, or trying to. He's not doing anything about the economy. So yeah, we totally regret our vote at this point. We've had a really tough time here in North Carolina. Half of my house got washed away in Hurricane Helene, and I applied for FEMA assistance and we got approved. But now Trump is canceling FEMA and emergency assistance to people. He's also canceled Medicaid for my children. I know they said they put a halt on his freezing of the funds, but the Medicaid portal is still not working, so we can't access anything for our children's health insurance.
So a lot of people are shocked.
Yeah, we voted for Trump in 2016, 2020, and 2024. We live in the Florida Panhandle, and we thought that this would be good for our business, but we're finding out now that we were wrong, and I want to publicly say that we are regretting our votes at this point. My husband and me own a construction company, and we literally do not have workers anymore. Most of our workers are from Mexico, and they're good, hard workers. I talked to a few of them, and they said they were just too scared to come back to work because of all the raids. Our construction company is likely to go out of business now, and we don't know what we're going to do, but we're never voting for a Republican again. Ron DeSantis and Trump have been passing laws that negatively affect our business, and I just want to say that I'm sorry for voting for him. I grew up Republican, and it's all I've ever known, but now I can see that me and my whole family have been very wrong about this. So we hope that 2026 comes and we can take back the House and the Senate and stop him from what he's doing.
I'm seeing some misplaced anger from some Latino people coming out saying, oh, black people, you need to be out there with us, front line, standing with us in solidarity. We did. We stood with y'all in that voting booth. Black people voted in solidarity against that man. I'm not saying this is not our fight. What I am saying, we stood up for y'all when y'all didn't stand up for yourselves. Matter of fact, let me show you something right quick. This is from American Society, Council of Americas, who got their data from the Associated Press, as you can see right here. 42% Latino voters cast a ballot for Donald Trump. Y'all are house divided. Now, to compare, 81% of black folks voted for Kamala Harris. Actively voted against this, what's happening right now. So I'm not saying don't be upset, but maybe direct it towards your own kinfolk, your own skinfolk first. Because we stood with y'all in that booth.
In reality, I was supporting a man and a movement that dehumanizes people. He basically built his platform on targeting immigrants, spreading hate, and I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his final memories be of those of pain and isolation. The American flag stands for compassion, kindness, liberty, and justice for all. We're all human, and today I'm asking for one human act of compassion to please let my dad come home.
Yes, to the you lady.
These days it would be for me to say that I wasn't thinking when I voted or that I don't watch the news. I had to ask myself the same question that hundreds of you are asking me, is why did I vote the way I did? I've spent the last few days reflecting, and I feel like I came through some sort of revelation, or like blindfolds were ripped off my eyes. I started seeing things differently. I questioned my beliefs, my choices, and my role in all of it. I started to realize that it wasn't just this one choice I made. It was kind of a accumulation of choices I've been making for years. Like, for example, when I had my first daughter, I never taught her Spanish because I didn't care to have her learn Spanish. And after having my second daughter, I kind of knew that I was a hardworking man. He raised me and my 4 siblings, and now he's fighting for his life in a cell. I'm still fighting with everything I have to see if I can get him released so that he's able to spend his final days at home surrounded by his family and his children. When I voted for Trump, I supported the very system that allows this kind of cruelty to happen. That is a choice that I have to live with. Some people have said that my family deserves this, or...
So I've been seeing this image on Twitter, comments saying Trump will do this if he wins, Trump being like, if I do this thing, I'll win. He does the thing, and then the voters are surprised that he does the thing. And honestly, it reminds me a lot of Latinos for Trump. And I say that because one of my Hispanic friends, he voted for Trump, and he was telling me how he regrets voting for Trump because of the mass deportations.
And I'm like, he campaigned on it. And he's like, yeah, I didn't know he campaigned on it. I'm like,
this is like one of the things he's been talking about for so long, and it's all he ever talks about is illegal immigrants. It's like one of the only things he talks about nonstop. And he was like, yeah, I didn't know. And I'm like, what? Like, it baffles me how people like this, like, can vote. Like, do your fucking research on the dude you're voting for, maybe? And then you realize, oh shit, I actually don't like this guy.
Hello, lovely people. Welcome back again as we make conclusions to these videos we have watched. So, you are in this country. If you are an American citizen, good for you. But if you are not an American citizen, you know how it's hard getting papers in this country. So you have been here, you have been trying to file your papers, you have been trying to go to these court hearings for your citizenship, right? Yes, you are making the right path to apply. So as you continue working, your application is going through, but you are snatched and you are deported. You have never made a crime, you have never committed a crime in our country. You are just a hardworking citizen contributing to our taxes, contributing to the wellness of our community. But again, you are snatched, separated from your kids, and you are deported. Is that how US is rewarding you for your hard work in this country? Is that how? Because when this guy came to power, he's saying that he wants to deport the criminals, the Tren de Arangua. That's what he claimed. But is he doing so? Because he's doing the opposite of that thing. So you guys, Mexican can relate how it's hard getting papers here. No, work permits, it's okay. But when we have the work permit, then you are taking your permanent residency application process ongoing. It's ongoing. It's tedious. It takes years. Yes, and it can be revoked at any point. So you are trying to make this thing go through, but again you are deported. Businesses. Mexicans own businesses in our country. They voted Trump because maybe they believed he was what he was saying he would do. Like mostly Mexicans, they are in trucking business. He is claiming that if you can't speak English, you can't be allowed to drive trucks in our country. Now, if you don't speak English, you can't drive trucks. But does Trump know that MAGA people don't even know mathematics? Let's leave alone languages. Don't even know the mathematics. MAGA. So when he look at the Mexicans, he should look in his eye and look back at his people. Trump is trying to defend our education. Why will people go to school and learn English if he is defending our education? Why will they? So this guy, I don't know. So fellow Latino Americans, midterms are near. There's still time to rectify your mistakes. Midterm is near. Vote in members of House who you think they will serve your agenda when they go to the hill. That's the only way. We will build the wall, and Mexico will fund the war. As Mexico really funding the war, as Mexico really funding the war, they're writing our cats and dogs, the divider in chief. They're writing our cats and dogs. This guy literally came to power through fear, through spreading fear, through spreading fear, through spreading fear. And it has really worked for him. I don't know if we'll ever come back again from this other country. Because now we are in trenches. Friends, we are in trenches. 78 million Americans believe that Trump is right. 78 million people. Do you know how many those people are? Now, let's say 60% is MAGA Americans. 60%. That's 42 million people. 42 million people in this country, they are staunch MAGA adherents. 42 million. That's a lot. That's a huge chunk of the population. They believe that MAGA is the right way to go as a country. We are doomed as a country. I don't know. We'll never come back.